Can I just say, congratulations?
It's an entertaining time. I've been making movies since I was a kid. I also had one come out in January.
You guys have to go and see his movie. Everyone loves Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, you got the hot girl who screams, ah! He's gonna get me!
See, it just makes me like a heart pound because like that's the passion that I feel like a lot of people just need.
Go do your dream. You don't need to do this shit job and that shit job, blah, 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 till you get your dream.
I'm telling you, like that manifestation, it will happen.
Who made the rules?
Whatever you want to be, whatever you say you are, that's what you are.
The minute that I decided to live for myself and stop living for everyone else, is finally the day I began to live. You don't believe in me? Fuck you. Welcome to another episode of the Athena Vas Show. Today I'm super excited because I have the great director, Colton Tran.
Oh, baby. How are you?
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You just released your movie, The Bellkeeper.
Yes. It's been interesting because released that film on Friday the 13th, which is, what better release date can you ask for? You know what I mean? October, Friday the 13th. But also a week before that, October 6th, I released another one of my films. So I had two films come out back to back, which is crazy. I mean, all the work that goes into creating a film and then to have them come out actually a week from each other, you can't even plan that. Like, you know what I mean? You could not.
Can I just say congratulations? Because I know people who they dream of having what you've already accomplished.
Yeah.
They dream of it. Oh, I want to be a big time this, a big time that. I want to make movies. The years will pass them by. They'll be 40s, 50s, 60s years old. They haven't done it. How old are you?
I'm 34.
34 years old. You not only released one movie, you released two movies within the last 2 weeks. And that's not even your first movie you've ever made.
No, I've been making movies since I was a kid, but I also had one come out in January. So like 3 feature films have come out in 1 year, which is it's kind of like mind-blowing in a way because when my mom calls me, my family's so supportive and they've always been so supportive, but she's like, Colton, how crazy is it that like, you know, you were making movies in the house and always dreamt about making films and I like to have like a limited theatrical release and have movies come out and like the actors that I have in my movies, it's like, wow, like these dreams actually came true. But like what I've been trying to stress to my friends is that like when you move to LA and you want to accomplish these dreams and you have these certain goals, once you hit them, I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to just do bigger and better things, which we should. But then I think people start to forget the accomplishments that we did already have. Do you know what I mean? People start to like, they just don't become as like big of a deal anymore. But it's like you have to remember those things that got you to where you were, and that is an amazing accomplishment. You know what I mean? To like do these things.
I truly commend you because that's my biggest dream is to be the greatest, most sought out actress in the world and make my movies. And, you know, people can look at it as impossible, but all I see is it is possible. You are a pure example. You're only 34 years old. Yeah. Like, that's insane that you've made multiple movies already. I literally got a ticket to your movie in Santa Monica, 1 p.m.
Thank you.
I was busy as hell, and I was like, I gotta see Colton's movie. I need to see his work.
I saw that you posted it, and that meant the world to me that you went and spent the time to do that.
Of course.
So
you guys have to go and see his movie. Are you kidding me? This movie is fantastic, by the way. It is such a legendary movie where... What does everyone love? Everyone loves a scary movie during Halloween time.
Of course.
Everyone loves Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, you got the hot girl who screams, ah! He's gonna get me, you know?
It's you know, we like hit on those like horror movie like tropes, and
it's classic.
It's classic. It's an entertaining time. Like that's the thing. It's like we weren't trying to go make something super scary. It was almost just like we want a classic like slasher meets genre bending like possession film. And when I read the script for the first time, I was like, it's cool because the twist is pretty unique, like the genre bending part of it, but it's also was so classic that I was like, okay, I definitely need to direct a slasher because my other stuff is very like fantastical and whimsical. Like my like bread and butter of like what I'd love to direct is like dark fantasy horror. Kind of like Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, like that sort of vibe is like my jam.
I love Edward Scissorhands. It's one of the most classic movies that I've ever watched as a child, and it's something that's so unique and you can just never forget.
Well, Tim Burton is just a genius. And that's the thing is like, you know, every filmmaker is inspired by some sort of style or somebody. And that was one of my biggest inspirations was him and like Wes Craven, which I love. But you know, his stuff was inspired by German Expressionism, which is, you know, back then like Metropolis and those black and white, very stylistic movies that like was driven by silhouettes and shadows and that sort of style. And so that's where Tim Burton's style comes from. And like, I'm very heavily inspired by him.
I really want to know, when was the first time you've ever picked up a camera and shot a film?
It was when I was 13 because my next door neighbor was a film director, and he was my mentor. His daughter was my same age, and he's like in Utah. I know it's kind of crazy. Okay, so he was a Mormon like director for commercials and movies, and he asked his daughter and I, he's like, do you guys want to be an extra in my commercial? And we're like, yeah, we're like 13. So it was so exciting, obviously. And then we just like fell in love with like that process of watching this happen. We were like, wow, this is so amazing. And so he's like, hey guys, here's a camera. Gave us like the tools to what we need to do. He like taught us to edit on like iMovie, but it was like when we were 13. But like literally 6 months into that, like we were like so passionate about it. He's like, you guys need to learn, I think you need to learn Final Cut. So like we're like editing on Final Cut by the time we're 14 years old.
You learned Final Cut at 13 years old?
Yeah. He forced us to do it, and I like could never be more grateful for him because he truly. And then also Photoshop, he like taught us because we wanted to make our own posters and DVD covers, and so we started doing that so young, and it just became just a passion. Like I can't imagine anything else, you know.
You edit all of your movies.
I do, yeah.
How about the VFX?
I don't. I do some of the minimal VFX, but that's one of the things this year that I challenged myself to do was start to learn VFX because that's the only thing I don't know how to do.
So how many days or weeks or months does it take you to edit a whole film?
I'm so fast at doing it, and like I also direct to edit, so like I know exactly. I don't overshoot.
How many takes max would you take?
I mean, it just depends. Like, I'm very specific with the vision and my shot list, and so it's like if I want to hit something, like I'll do like however many takes, but usually it doesn't go over like 5. But sometimes it's like, all right, we got 2, and like I know for a fact the first one is exactly what I wanted, and so I just don't keep overshooting. Or like at the beginning of the scene, I'm like, all right, I know for a fact that's what I'm going to use in the cut. So let's just start shooting the halfway through the scene on, so we're not just overshooting. It doesn't make sense. You know?
Then how many weeks, months does it take you to edit a whole?
So the Bellkeeper, I had that done in about like 2.5 weeks. The entire feature. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You did a whole entire feature edit in 2 weeks.
Yes, but
how many hours?
I wouldn't know the hours, but to me, like that was my rough cuts are pretty tight. Like they're pretty like close to what I imagine would be like not a final, but it's like, so anyways, like 2.5 weeks in, I cut the whole feature, sent it to my producers. They gave their notes. They sent it to the studio. They gave their notes, and maybe another like 2-week process of just like finessing those things, and then then we locked it, and it went straight into like post, like so sound design and color correction and score and everything.
Did you shoot anything yourself?
No. Okay. That's the thing is that I'm not a cinematographer. It's so funny. Like sometimes I think about this, and I'm like, it's just such a different talent, and I have like a handful, like maybe 3 cinematographers that I love to work with. But when I pick up a camera, even sometimes like taking photos on like a phone, I'm like, why? I can direct something, but I'm like, I can't take a photo. I can, but it's just not. I don't like it.
The reason why I ask is because I pay attention to detail way beyond what the average viewer would see. And all I was doing was admiring the cinematography in the film because the way the shadows were casted on the faces was so beautiful. And it is so classic how you captured the Bellkeeper. I was really blown away by your work.
Thank you.
Especially because you're so young, and you would think your level of talent would be, okay, you'll be somebody that's in his 50s who's, lived so long and done so many movies. But my God, like, bravo.
Thank you. No, it means so much to me because, like, again, people can appreciate the cinematography as well because, like, I know every single piece to making a movie is just a giant puzzle of finding the right crew that's going to make this vision come to life. And we were given, like, it was interesting because when the producers came to me, actually my friend Mike Manning, who you should talk to as well, but we did a Disney movie together, and that we as actors, that's how we met, and then so we just became really good friends and stayed friends, and I built like a working relationship. And so he brought the script to me. He was like, hey, listen, they're looking for a director and they want to shoot in like 2 months. And I was like, okay. And I love the script, but I was like, if I do this, I want to have my writing partner come on and do a revision, and then I'll do it. And then so we did. They let me do that, and they were very, very trusting of my vision in general. And just, it was cool. It was a very cool experience, because I feel like sometimes you're worried of coming into a process of creatives or producers that they almost are too overbearing in a way, where they're like their creative control, they try to throw it around in a way where it's like, wow, I'm not even being able to express my vision for this. They just believed in it, trusted in it, let it happen, and it was really, really beautiful. So
what is your biggest dream with being a director?
Ultimately, again, like I said, like remembering like where things came from, and like the fact that I've even directed these 3 features that came out in the same year is such a massive dream. But like the one that I'm in development for now, that's actually in pre-production. So Lance Bass is one of my producers. Jeffrey Riddick, who did produce that one, he created the Final Destination franchise. I mean, come on, like that is just iconic. You know what I'm saying? That franchise is amazing. So to have these sort of people that trust and believe in you and also are just defending you. Like Jeffrey's like, listen, Colton, like when we go into making this movie, you need to be protected. He's like, with merchandise, with all these things that are going to happen with this, he's like, I got screwed over with that franchise. And he's like, we can't let that happen to this at all. And so it's cool to have that sort of support and to feel that security, you know what I mean? So, this film would be my biggest dream, because it's something that I know is so special that has not been tapped into, that is hard to find. Like something in this industry, it's like there's so many reboots and remakes and blah, blah, whatever. To find something that feels special enough that I'm like, wow, like this is something that I think is just gonna affect people in a really cool way, because it has never been done.
Well, I think what you're really blessed with as well is that you're able to have a team who is amazing. Your actors were superb.
Oh my gosh. See, that's one of the other cool parts about horror. This movie specifically.
It wasn't cheesy.
See, that's the thing. When I read the script, it was super campy. So I was like, we need to like dial that back. But even if the script is campy, the actors can revert that.
Yes, you did such a good job with that, because I don't like movies that are cheesy. I like kind of more like real to life and not so fake. And you did such a good job of making it as genuine as possible.
Thank you.
It was beautiful. Most horror movies that I've seen recently, it's okay.
Yeah, well, it is super. It's like the acting is cheesy. And I think like people, the territory you're dealing with horror is people are like, they kind of just accept it. But the cool part about The Bellkeeper is I feel like when we were casting this, the cast just came together, and I was like, wow, like they have a really great dynamic. But the two leads specifically, like Kathleen and Reed, are just like so, like their acting is so grounded. You know what I mean? Like even when they deliver some campy lines, it's like funny and it feels real. And it was cool to have that, because I feel like in horror, like to have like a heartfelt sort of like moment, several of them, is not typical, especially when people are dying. It's like, oh my God, they're dead. And then you like run away, and then that's the end of the end of it. But like we recall that, bring it back and bring that emotion into these moments. Yeah.
So clearly you're a very, very creative person.
No.
Well, as am I. So for me, my creative ideas come so randomly. I'll be sleeping in the middle of the night and just wake up, and I have a journal next to my bed. Oh, I just start writing down ideas.
I love that you do that, because I do the same thing, except for I don't write. I like get my voice memos, and I'm like in the middle of the night just like recording these things. Actually, one of my other films came from a dream. I literally had this intricate dream of the opening scene of the movie. It was so weird. And then I woke up, and like I literally have like hours of voice memos. And I remember I was like diving into similar films. I'm like, has this been done before? What titles? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that morning I woke up, listened to them all. I wrote out the opening scene. I called my friend. I was like, listen, I think we have a cool like movie idea here. And we did. Now we have a script. So it's one of the things that we think we're going to shoot next year. Yeah.
I love this so much. And I feel like only other fellow creatives can understand what we're talking about.
I know.
Because that's one way. And it depends on like what I'm going through in my life too, where I get my ideas from. I wrote 2 scripts, literally all the ideas started popping in my head while I started running. And I would run holding an Oscar in my hand.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
A mini metal Oscar. And I run like strides, and I'm like, I see myself on stage, and I see myself giving my Oscar speech, And then all the ideas just start populating in my mind. Then I keep going off the treadmill and writing notes in my phone. And then I go back on the treadmill, I touch the Oscar, and then I see myself again holding it, and I see myself walking on stage, Athena Vas.
See, it just makes me like a heart pound, because like that's the passion that I feel like a lot of people just need. And I'm telling you, like that manifestation, it will happen. It will happen. I mean, and see the fact that we use no. It's like, and that's the cool thing, is like just having that passion and that belief in yourself. A lot of people just don't have it, and it's like, please, if you have that dream, you just have to like go for it.
We already won our Oscar in the future. We're just waiting for the years to unravel.
Waiting for it to happen, which I think every moment is still so cool. I think people put too much like pressure on themselves for these things to happen, when it's like, it's going to happen when it's going to happen, and you can't be discouraged by it. Like I've never let that happen to me. Like I believe, and the past several years, things that have like really helped me is that like, what you do have control over, do something about it. The things you don't have control over, just let it go, because a lot of people worry and focus on the stuff they don't have control over. And it's such a time suck, you know?
It really is. And I completely changed my life within the last 2-3 years after my mom passed away. And I changed my whole mindset. And I came out here to LA, and I kept being told, it's who you know, it's who you know. And it brainwashed me to think, okay, I gotta go and meet somebody. And then like I was going out, wasting so much time going to all these networking events. And oh my God, I do not settle for mediocrity, and I don't like to brag unless my movie is in theaters and my face is on billboards. I have not made it in Hollywood. I have been on a Warner Brothers TV show. Yes. I do have fans all around the world. Yes. But I only have 500,000 followers, right? So let's say 500,000 fans.
Yes.
It's not enough for me. I've done short films. I've done little things here and there, little projects. Yeah. I have a little nice credit list on IMDb. People ask me, what have you done? I don't feel like I've done much. I love what I've done. But unless I am in theaters and I'm on big ass billboards and I won my Oscar, I feel like I haven't done much.
But that's the thing, is like kind of like I was explaining before. I feel like the pressure of this industry is so overwhelming at times that we feel like those goals are unobtainable, because it's like, because that goal, I'm glad that like we have to have those big goals, but we also need, like I said, is to like look back at the things that we have done. Like you know, obviously you have 500,000 people is massive, and it's like, it's again like realizing like, wow, and that is also a huge accomplishment, and like not like undermining yourself, you know, because we will get to these other places, but also seeing what got us there, you know. And I see what you're saying. It's like, okay, I want to make sure I get to this certain goal, but I want to like it's almost like just like absorbing every moment that you experience to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I finally, so here's the thing. The whole year I'm running around, right? And then what I realize is that most people are full of shit.
Yep.
You're telling me. I'll go to these networking events. You're like, I have this director here, that director here. And I'm like, then I never looked anyone up before, right? So then I looked them up, and I'm like, wait a minute. In 1959? I'm like, damn, you brought me here, made me pay $50 for this entrance.
Literally.
1959.
You're like, how are you still alive?
If you haven't made anything recently, you know, like,
yeah,
it's okay, but don't go brag about it.
Well, see, that's the thing about the industry too. Is like, they always say it's like you are only as good as your last project, which is kind of horrifying sometimes, because you're like, there are things that speak for my talents bigger than the last thing, but sometimes that's it. Like, that's what people see. Like, typically, that's what's been really weird. Like, seeing a lot of like press, and like the press have been doing for these films. As filmmakers and as creatives, there's so much work that goes into the creative process and making something come to life. And then, but critics, they see it for 1 second and judge it instantly, and then it's over. But like for us, it's like it's such a journey that we're like, wow, like we put so much like blood, sweat, tears into this thing, and like, and then these people just see it one time, and that's the end all be all for them, you know?
I agree, but I also think that it moves me to make something so epic,
100%,
where you're gonna be like, I can't look away. So that's why I haven't released any of these episodes yet, and it's taken me so long to release it, because I'm waiting to create the most epic banging trailer, and until it's epic, I will not release a single episode.
You shouldn't. That's it. You should know exactly. And again, you have the vision for what you're trying to create here, and you know exactly what you're trying to create. So it's like, See, that's a funny thing though sometimes too, is I feel like people like, you know, that exactly what you want to release, the trailer, how it's going to look, but then sometimes, like as an editor myself, you're cutting things together and then you're over analyzing and you're like, wait, is this the right thing now that I'm doing? And then like, so you finally have to like not over obsess and be like, this is like, I know this is it, you know what I mean? Like when you do capture like exactly what you're looking for, you just release it.
Exactly.
How many people is going to be in the first like is it seasons you're doing, or?
Yeah, we decided that we're going to do seasons. So we haven't decided how many episodes just yet.
Okay.
I think we're up to 8 or 9 right now. But I feel in my soul that this is going to be one of the greatest podcasts and we're going to get millions of subscribers.
I think so too. I mean, it just feels so like already like the energy of this whole thing has been so amazing. So
Thank you.
I know it's going to do great.
It's my goal with this whole thing. But you guys know what this is about already. Stop settling for mediocrity. Realize your worth. Stop listening to the naysayers, what people think about you. And I'm such a huge advocate for that. And that's the reason why I want to win my Oscar so badly, is not just for myself. It's to hold it and televise my speech where I'm going to say, look what I did. If I did this and I had a dream, you can do this too if you have a dream. Yeah. Don't let anyone tell you can't do it. Look what I built here. Yeah. I had a whole team of people helping me along the way. Like I met my director in the elevator. You know what I mean? The team of people just form and they just come to you and they see how great that you are and how you're passionate. People tell me all the time, they're like, I want to work with you because you're passionate and I see you going far. And it's so crazy because back in New York, people be like, crazy girl, crazy girl. Here it's like, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. And I'm like, thank you. I know.
That's what makes me so happy that like you're here now, because again, like we can be told crazy, whatever, but it's like, as long as we know it for ourselves, that's all that matters. Like truly. But it does suck to like have those sort of like that energy around. You're like, okay, why?
You ever have naysayers?
I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, we're always going to be surrounded by people like that. But ultimately, like I think, like I said, when I moved here, like I knew for a fact I needed to surround myself with people that I'm not surrounding myself with people who are just like yes people, because that's not going to help me grow at all. Like I want the real advice and I want the real like notes and just everything that you know, that's the only way I'm going to grow. So I surround myself with people that inspire me, surround myself with people that are going to like empower me and help me grow. Because otherwise, like, what's the point of that? But like when people like naysayers, I feel like you said, that empowers me too. Because you're like, bitch, please, I will totally get there. Like, you know, I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong.
It really motivates me. It's like, okay, keep telling me how I'm not gonna make it. Keep telling me, keep feeding me.
Exactly.
Keep feeding me. It's okay. Watch me, baby.
Literally, what better revenge than people like not believing in you? And then you're like, oops, look.
There's a Greek saying that I used to have on my wall. So I have my whys on my wall. Why am I doing this? And then I have my biggest goal, the greatest, most sought out actress in the world. Mm-hmm. Why am I doing it? And then I say, to honor my mom's death. So that's one of my biggest things. Next thing, my next why is to give back to all of those people who believed in me when nobody else did. I want to make it rain.
Love it. Yeah, baby.
You believed in me? Oh, baby, I'm coming back for you. You're probably on my list. I have a give back list.
You better have that list.
Oh, I have it.
Oh.
I have it.
Mine is, I definitely have one too, and it's interesting.
You have one?
I do have one.
I thought it was the only one.
No.
Tell me.
No, just because sadly, it's people that were so close to me, but then you realize like when you guys, it's just weird that you finally grow apart, and it's like, and again, most of the times that happens, it's not even factual. It's things that people make up in their mind. And so I'm like, but also that energy I'm not going to give to anyone. So I'm like, all right, if we have a falling out, we have a falling out. I believe everything happens for a reason. And it's gonna happen that way. It's gonna happen. Like, but it's the saying that I thought was so funny. It's like be careful what you do on the way up the ladder, because you know what, you could be at the top, but it's like there's no way you're not gonna who you're gonna see on the way back down. Like there's gonna be ups and downs of everything. But it's like I just try to be just great, like to everyone, you know. And it's weird to see the falling outs that have been happening.
I can't believe how much we have in common. So I wrote a book that I'm releasing. It's called Fuck It.
Yes, I've been staring at that actually, which is so funny.
When you want a better life but don't know where to start here. And because I basically went through every area of life that you can struggle in, by a really young age, people have told me that I've lived a life till a 6-year-old has lived by the time I was 26 years old.
Yeah.
Like I've experienced a lot, and I've also grown a lot. And I can't tell you how many times that I've had random encounters with people that they said, thank you for changing my life. This one experience with you completely changed my perspective. I'm going to do this now. And I have people now a year later telling me how, I opened up my own barbershop because I didn't realize my worth till I met you.
Wow.
Met these 5 big, huge African guys. They're like, I live in Canada, but you know what? Everyone says we're weird. I'm like, you're not going to be weird here. I'm like, you come to California. I'm like, 5 brothers, 6 brothers. You kidding me? I'm like, you're going to make it more in 6 months than you've ever did in 30 years of your life. Text me the other day, said, thank you so much for your words. We're moving in March.
Oh my gosh. All of them are moving here?
Yes.
Wow.
Literally. So stuff like that happens all the time with me, at least twice a week. So I wrote down basically all conversations that I would have with people and my words in this book. And what you just said about realizing your friends, who they are, and they need to fall off. I have like exercises in here to help you realize who needs to stay in your circle and who needs to go away so you can thrive. And it's okay.
I love that. Yeah.
It's okay. People are all in your life for a reason at the right time. And when you need to progress to the next level of your life, you will. But you need to remove those people from your life so that you can climb the next level of the ladder.
That, and also it's like, it's just evolving. It's like life is like, it's like a book on its own. There's different chapters and there's like that we're going to go through, and we either grow with one another and evolve with each other into those chapters, or again, like they fall off because it's like they're not meant to go to this next chapter with us, which is totally fine. Sometimes it's sad because if it's a relationship, it's a lot deeper, and friendships are also very deep as well. But it's okay. I think I've come to terms with just like being like, wow, if that person that I've known for 10 years, all of a sudden I don't speak to anymore because of whatever, then it's just not meant to be.
I feel the exact same way. And I randomly, when I was on the TV show, I was filming for 6 months on a Warner Brothers TV show.
What show was it?
The Bachelor.
Stop. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Wait, I have to watch it now.
Yeah, I won the show.
You won the show?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's exciting.
Bitch still single though. God damn it. I was so close.
That bitch still single though. I'm dead.
I know.
Wait, how are you single? I don't get it.
You're telling me, bro. I don't know either.
Girl, how?
Thank you. So, in the middle of the night, by the way, you're not allowed to have a pen and paper on The Bachelor, but I found one. Oh. So, I literally woke up in the middle of the night. I found my pen and paper. I go in the bathroom. I'm sitting on the floor because, you know, bitches are crazy on this show.
Why can't you have a pen and paper?
It's just not allowed. They want you to go bonkers so you can all fight and get mad, you know?
Oh my gosh, okay, yeah.
It's just typical reality show. And, you know, me, I didn't go crazy because I did my affirmations in the morning and I was good.
Good. You're like, I was good.
And I tied rice bags to my feet.
So you were kind of like
so I can do workouts. Hell yeah, I'm not gonna lose my body while the other girls are eating potato chips. I'm doing some squats and leg raises, side raises. You kidding me? Hell no. Yeah,
That's
keep eating
genius.
your potato chips. Go ahead, keep eating them.
Wait, they don't give you guys like a gym or anything there?
Not in Greece.
Oh my. Okay.
I know. Anyway, back on topic.
Oh
so I wake up in the middle of the night just compelled to draw. I don't draw. I haven't drawn since a baby, like a 5-year-old, right? And I just draw a picture of my current life. And it was actually the day that my mom went into a coma. It was the same day.
The day you drew that?
The day I drew, I didn't realize that was the day. So it was like the anniversary of it.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm on the floor and I realized I was like, oh my God, because you don't know the time and you don't know the dates either.
Yeah.
But then I asked one of the microphone guys, because you're not allowed to really know the dates, you know? But
so you're literally like they cut you off from like
correct.
Life. Wow.
Correct.
That's so weird.
Yes. And I'm on the floor and I'm drawing my life. So this is an exercise that I share in my book that you guys really should do. Just take a pen and paper. It doesn't matter if you're good at drawing or not. Draw your life. Just draw. I'm going to show you what I drew. It's pretty sad.
Is it in there?
Yeah, it is. So this is what I drew. And after I drew this drawing, I realized like my life is sad. I got to get out. Yeah. That's what helped me see. You look and you step back at the drawing, you're like, what is this drawing telling you?
Yeah, wow, I love this.
It's so crazy. I drew a picture of what I wanted out of my life. And the picture that I drew was the stars of Hollywood. I put Lucille Ball, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, Athena Vas on a star.
So cool, yeah.
And then I put drew my mom as an angel in heaven. And I wrote her words as if she was alive, what she would say to me. And she was like, you are my Athena. You go be the star that you were born to be. Forget what anyone tells you. You're going to be the greatest actress on earth. Move to Hollywood and make your dreams come true.
That's like, it's funny because like I feel like I'm a very I'm a sensitive person, but I'm not like super emotional. I mean, like I'm trying to be a little more in touch with that, but like I feel like this conversation with you like is so. Again, it just feels so like genuine, but also like I'm like, am I gonna cry right now? No, I'm not gonna cry right now. But it's just the emotions. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just love feeling that passion and like what you have behind the message, what you're doing. You know, it's just like very inspiring. So
thank you. That's why I started to write. I just want to tell my story.
Yeah.
Just want to help people through my hardships, through my movies. Because at the end of the day, when you think about it, people know they need help. Sometimes they don't know they need help, or sometimes they don't know how. So I wrote this book, but what if people don't read? So I always have more plans and more plans. I'm like, okay, you're not going to read my book? Fine. I'm going to make a movie. You're going to go watch the movie and you're going to go be motivated by my movie. Yeah. I'm going to change the world somehow, some way. Mm-hmm. And like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, give back and change the world. So when I make it to the top, I'm going to have a say. So I'm going to help people that way. And if my biggest wish is to help the world through my hardships and what I've experienced, because there's so many nasty people in the world who are always like jealous that you have more money. They're jealous that you're at a place that they're not, and they're angry. And then that anger spreads. But if we can allow people to realize their worth and help them see that they matter, mm-hmm. that'll help them achieve their dreams, achieve their money goals. Then they wouldn't be so envious of everyone else. And then miracles will happen because now people are spreading more positive messages throughout the world. And that will solve a lot of our problems. Have you ever had any like hardships and really hard times in your life?
As of lately, I feel, again, I just have so much like drive behind what I do because of the way I was raised as well. I grew up in Utah as a Mormon, and just that sort of pressure that's already put on you in general, like they make you believe that perfection exists, like truly. Like they're like,
can we back up? What's a Mormon?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Well, it's just the biggest religion in Utah. Like it's the Church of Latter-day Saints. It's that's how I grew up, was that.
Okay, but you need to elaborate because girls from New York.
You're like, you've never met a Mormon before?
I heard people talk about this Mormon stuff, and I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Like, I literally have no idea.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, it's all over the world. You know, it's a religion around the world, but like that's just the main. I don't even know how to like elaborate on it exactly because I mean, there's the Bible, like and the Book of Mormon. It's just an additional book that they study. So, but I have fallen off from like actually like being in the church, and I'm like, I feel like I'm like a spiritual person, but like not like religious anymore. But that was something like growing up that way that was very unobtainable, like we talked about. Like, you know, the idea of growing up that way had so much pressure on me, which led into like this weird realization this year that I'm like, why am I so kind of like emotionally not detached, but I'm like emotionally like very compartmentalized. Like I'm like, I know exactly where I'm going to give emotion and when I don't, and blah, 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 instead of just letting it happen and feel it. And I think a lot of that came from, again, like thinking that perfection is obtainable, which it's not. And so that was something that was an interesting thing. I'm also the oldest sibling out of all my siblings. So like having to be like a role model and feeling like I need to inspire you guys and like be this person that you can look up to was a lot of pressure. And then also, it's like, again, like the goals that we put on and like for ourselves out here, there's a lot of pressure to just like, hey, I need to make my family proud, or just me proud, or whoever. So that doesn't specify, I guess, like the hardships, but like regardless, I think that is kind of at the root of it. A lot of things I had to like overcome subconsciously throughout my filmmaking process and figure out how I'm gonna express myself and how I like the passions that I have and like the stories I want to tell.
I can completely relate to that, even though I'm Greek Orthodox. I am religious, and I also feel that that's what hindered me so much was the culture, because I was so worried about what everybody would think about me.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because in everyday life, you're crazy. Oh my God, all your ideas. But once you're already a star, you can do all those crazy ideas. And you're not weird anymore. And everyone loves you for being who you are. So it's so crazy how we had a similar situation, because now it doesn't matter how crazy we are or what we do. And we don't have anybody that we need to basically bow down to.
Yeah.
And the minute that I decided to live for myself and stop living for everyone else is finally the day I began to live my life.
And like felt free 100%. Like, well, but I even think about, like you're saying, you know, when you get to a certain point, I even think about, you know, because I think about Britney Spears because like I love her, but I'm like at this point, it's like, it's sad because the roller coaster of like being the biggest pop star in the world. And then all of a sudden now people are like, she's absolutely insane. But I'm like, I think, is she insane or is she like a genius? I'm not sure. Like it's one of the,
you know, yes.
but I don't lose that respect of what she has built for herself. And it's weird again, like the critics, it's like all of a sudden instantly they see a video of her dancing with these knives and they're like, she's crazy. And like they forget everything that she's created for herself. I think that she's just living her life and she deserves that. She's gone through the ringer, obviously, but she's at the root of it. She's such a kind person. And I think that like, that's something you have to maintain. Like a lot of people get so hardened by Hollywood that I'm like, I feel like that's when, are you still in it? Do you remember why you're in it? You know?
Yes. And at the end of the day, what I realized is that you just have to make yourself happy. And the only opinion that matters is the one of your own.
Yeah, true.
So who really cares? All these negative comments, they used to affect me when I first started this stuff. And then eventually I was like, wait a minute. I watched my mom die in front of me. I watched her suffer. Like, there's nothing worse than that. I'm like, I'm going to worry about what these little stupid opinions matter. Like, none of this matters. I'm lucky to be alive right now. I want to do whatever the hell I want, whatever makes me happy. I want to go be the biggest movie star in the world. I'm going to make it happen. You don't believe in me? Fuck you.
Amen, baby. Fuck you.
Because when you're driving in your car and looking at my face on the billboard, how do you like me now?
Yes. Amen. Amen.
It moves.
Fuck you.
I think it's time for our Would You Rather game.
Ooh, okay. I'm excited.
Okay. Would you rather get rid of Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings, for sure.
Ooh, why?
I love dark fantasy. I love horror. I feel like Lord of the Rings is like, that's the type of fantasy that I just don't like. Also, those movies are way too long. Like my attention span is just not there. I'm like literally falling asleep. I don't like elves and orcs and like that. I don't not like it, but it's just not my forte, you know? So I'd get rid of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather live an eternal life or have superpowers until 45 and then die?
I would probably have superpowers and die at 45.
I think I would do the same.
Because you know how much we could do in those many years with superpowers?
Oof.
And like the memories we would create. Hello.
Fuck yeah, I'm down for that. Till 45 is a pretty good life.
I mean, it truly is. So,
do a love scene with Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt?
I would do Brad Pitt for sure.
Ooh.
Because Fight Club, hello.
You know what?
Hello.
Wait a minute. Let me ask this question to myself because I guess
I want to know what you. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? It really would depend on age because
I was gonna say when like if it's like Leo, like Titanic, like perhaps.
You know what? I'm not so much into white boys because I like flavor. You know, like I like flavor. So, but Leonardo DiCaprio, little white boy on the Titanic. Why not?
See, that's what I'm saying. It's either that or it's Fight Club Brad Pitt, one or the other.
You make your own flavor.
That movie is so good.
Okay. So would you rather die on the Titanic film or Pearl Harbor?
Titanic.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I think, well, yeah, for sure. Right?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah? Question mark. No, I think there'd be like a more like memorable, epic way to go, honestly.
Are you romantic?
I don't know. Like I hope to think that I am, but I don't know if you are. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck, baby. I am so romantic.
I mean, you know what? I am. I think I am romantic. Like, I'm definitely like a romantic guy, but like it's not like, I don't know. I think I am. I would say yes.
What's the most romantic thing that you've ever done?
I mean, this is just, I feel like it's just stupid at this point, but maybe it's because but like for like Valentine's Day, you know, this sounds so cliche and whatever, but you know, creating like the roses and like doing like a whole heart of like roses and
I love
and like
that.
leading to like the bedroom and also like the bathtub, like creating like a whole entire experience that like, and it wasn't even just that, there was also like little like oh my god, what is it called, like a little treasure hunt situation to find things. It was cute. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I love that. I love that. Oh my god, I'm such a sucker for all these romancing things.
No, I just think it's cute, and it's also the way that like the memories that again that creates for people. It's like that's stuff I will like never forget. You know.
Oh hell
so
yeah.
I try to be romantic as I possibly can, but it's not all the time.
Me, the most romantic thing that I've ever done. I've done a lot of romantic things. I'm just such a sucker for romance.
Well, I mean, you were on the Bachelor. Hello.
I know.
So.
You know what's so funny? Not to go off tangent, but a little story time over here. Okay. I was so annoyed that he kept giving me dates and I couldn't give him one. So I would go to the producers and directors every day and beg them. I was like, I have this whole idea of how I want to take him out somewhere and I want to bring him somewhere and I want to cook a lamb for him. Please, can you buy me a big lamb? I want to cook him lemon potatoes and lamb. They're like, yes, yeah, we'll do it. They kept telling me that. I guess they're just to shut me up, but
it never happened.
That never happened.
Wait, so you won, and why did the relationship not work out?
Are we filming?
Is that a long story?
You know what? I'm a sucker for love. I really am, and I really wanted it to work, but it didn't, and that's all you get.
And that's all we get. Great.
Would you rather? Let's see. Do a film with Steven Spielberg or James Cameron?
Steven Spielberg for sure. He's like one of my idols growing up. I always wanted to like follow a certain like path. You know, he did like Duel when he was like 22, and then did like, you know, people believed in him and he did Jaws. But like it was just his passion. Like there's like stories of, you know, this like how he snuck into like that studio and like literally like was in the janitor's closet like to meet people in the studio.
Tell me that story.
So he was like on the lot for some reason. I forget what he was. I think he was like working there as like literally like something like really like this low job. But he was like, I would like literally go to like janitor's closet to like hide there until people were like gone so I could meet people, like, you know, to be in the presence of people that were actually physically working in the industry, and introduced himself and finally like just got to know people, which is like, I was like, that is the sort of also like that drive that a lot of people don't have. And I'm like, it's those sort of moves that you have to make to like make things happen, you know? A lot of people,
I back that up.
Literally.
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
I back that up.
Not like that.
No, but his, are you kidding me? Like the amount of movies that he has, like Jaws, E.T., like, you know, Indiana Jones, the movie, it's crazy. Like John Williams, also the composer, is like, Star Wars, hello, like the stuff that he's done, the music he's created, also like Steven Spielberg, it's just untouchable, you know. And James Cameron, I do love him, but I think Titanic is like one of the only films I like. Like I'm not a huge Avatar fan. It's like, again, that goes into that weird like fantasy realm, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this.
I think we're very similar because I'm almost the same.
Yeah.
Everything that you've said about the fantasy stuff, I agree with.
Yeah.
But I do like Avatar. I do, and I was actually shocked that I liked it.
I did like it for the technology and like for like how progressive it was, because again, he's always been that person who like pushes those, you know, envelope for technology and just, you know, so that was definitely groundbreaking for the time.
Yeah. Well, one of my manifestations, I do really love Steven Spielberg, but I think that was the last film that he's ever made was The Fabelmans.
Oh yeah.
I think it was. So I'm manifesting that James Cameron, he writes a whole script just for me to be the female Terminator.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? You would eat that up, baby.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you're perfect for that.
Yes, I am. I can ride a motorcycle.
Can you?
I can.
Okay.
Only a Harley, though.
Only the best for the best.
Fuck yeah.
Only the best for the best.
I love it. Would you rather have your dream or true love? You can only pick one.
I would rather have my dream. Because I feel, because again, I feel like once you are satisfied in your life, that love will fall into place. So unless the question is that it would never happen, true love would never happen. But I feel like being in a really good like headspace with your life and your dreams and stuff like that, that's when like love will fall into place.
We are so in sync. I literally
Should we get married?
I know, right? Like with eyes like that. Have you guys seen his eyes close up? Will you zoom in on his eyes right now?
Could you imagine?
Okay, I want an insert here of the eyes.
Perfect.
The eyes, like Chico.
Close up. I love you.
The eyes, Chico, they never lie.
They don't. They really don't. Let's see. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
Wait a minute. Would you rather be a member of the Mean Girls, the Plastics, or a member of the Breakfast Club?
The Plastics, of course.
Ooh, yeah, you know what?
Of course.
Yeah, what a dumb question, man. Who wrote this? I did.
Who would not want to be Regina George?
Ooh, would you rather be stuck in Jaws or Jurassic Park?
Ooh, that's a good question. Jurassic Park, because I mean, dinosaurs, hello. I mean, sharks are one of my favorite things of all time, but it would just be a lot more to see. Like, obviously, great white sharks are so amazing, and I love them. I actually want to go great white, like diving next year.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh no.
I'm doing it.
Okay, I send you my blessings.
You're like, R.I.P., never see you again.
Oh no.
No, but I have a question for you because I'd like to ask people this question. If you could go back in time to anything, and you were going to be safe, you were back in time for an hour to experience any point in time of life, and then an hour later you could go straight back to your reality and you're safe. So it could be something that is very like treacherous. Where would you go?
The Greek festival in Port Jefferson with my mom and my grandma dancing.
Oh, I love that so much. See, I love it. You're just all sweet. Mine like went to like a dark place because like whenever I ask people that, I'm like, what would I want to experience that like would be like so crazy to experience in person? Because like my mind went to a place. Well, first of all, it's either I would want to be like prehistoric days, like to see like witness dinosaurs roam the earth, or I'd want to be on the Titanic when it hit the iceberg. I just to experience something like that would be horrifying. But again, to know that you're safe after the fact, it's like I would want to know what that felt like. You know?
That would be really awesome.
And also, like another question is like, what movie, if you could go to any film and be on set for production for a day, which one would you go to?
Scarface.
Scarface?
Fuck yeah, Scarface.
Yeah.
What do I look like?
I feel like I'd go back to like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, just to see, you know what I mean? That'd be a good one.
And that's why you're a great director. You like the best.
I do love the best. I do. And I think I'm so inspired by him, especially his movie Rope. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but like that was the first film that did things all in one take. It was supposed to look like one take at least. But since they were shooting on film, there's only a certain amount of film that could happen. So they knew like, all right, like we need to be transitioning behind a pole or whatever to make it look like it was one fluid moment. But yeah, that was the first film that did that.
Have you ever went to the Academy Museum?
Yeah.
You have?
I just went this last week actually.
Oh no, you did not.
Yeah, because my grandparents came into town and they're in their 90s too. And I'm like,
oh, you're so blessed.
No, I'm telling you, so blessed to have them.
Oh, you're so lucky.
And they're also some of the beginning supporters of my career. Like I was already making independent little things at home. I told you with like, you know, my mentor. But when I was like 17, my acting coach, I was like, I mainly want to direct, but I was like, I want to start acting so I can know how to talk to actors in a way that, because I'm very technical. I know exactly what I want technically as a director, but to speak and communicate with actors, like that's a different talent, I think. So I wanted to do that. And then, but my grandparents, so my acting coach was like, hey, like you want to direct your first short? Like if you can get this amount of money, I'll produce it and you direct your first movie. My grandparents were they funded it for me. Yes. It was, I'll be like forever grateful for them. Yes. That
is the sweetest thing. You're so blessed.
I really, really am. Because that film went to like festivals and did well and won awards. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And that's what instantly throwing myself into the position of a director at that time, people respected me for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, because that's what I tell people. I'm like, whatever you want to be, whatever you say you are, that's what you are. Like, because a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be a director, but I'm not. I have to be a PA first, then I have to do this. I have to assistant director. No,
bullshit.
Just be a director.
Yes. You don't gotta have no levels or plans. All you need is the end goal. You have the end goal, you go for it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Period. Like I said before, period.
Dead ass, bro. What's everyone waiting for? Go do your dream. You don't need to do this shit job and that shit job, blah, 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 till you get your dream. Just fucking do it.
Just fucking do it.
Yes. Look, I'm in Hollywood. I just built my own show over here with the help of all my wonderful people that I love. Because honestly, what I really liked what Arnold Schwarzenegger says, he's like, you can call me whatever you want. Do not call me a self-made man. I like that because for so long, I was so like angry at like how I was mistreated in New York. Where it's like, I don't need anybody. I'm going to do it all on my own. And then I realized, wait, no. You can find good people in your life. You just have to put it out into existence. And then all the good people will gravitate towards you. Yep. And since then, I've met so many wonderful people who really believe in me. And they really want to help me. And we build all these things together. Like I couldn't have put these lights on here without the help of my friends.
Of course.
I couldn't have had this whole show without my director. I couldn't have this beautiful little look, without my makeup artist and my hairstylist. Yep. So everybody's a team that puts everything together.
That's what I was saying. It's like a huge puzzle piece. And it's like a collaboration that people like. Making a movie is not just one person. Like it takes a village to make a film. And again, I'm just so grateful for like each and every person that brings it to life. Like, and that's why I always want to express that to the people that I work with, because it's just it really is so special to see that collaboration and the talents of all the people come together and like make the art we're trying to create.
It's such a beautiful thing. And I'm a big, big believer in gratitude and showing people that they matter and showing people how appreciative I am of everything that they've done, even if it's a small little deed. Small. It could be as simple as someone giving me my water and when they saw I was thirsty. Yeah. Like, I appreciate that.
100%.
And I always make sure to make everyone feel special. Whether it's the person, like yesterday I was doing a shoot, a really nice shoot. It was great. I know.
It was a photo shoot?
No. It was a video shoot for my trailer of the show.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes, and everyone had a part in it. Of course you had, I can't even tell all the details, but basically the small parts where it's just handing me a glass. She was like a 15-year-old girl. She was the granddaughter of the person who worked there. And I was like, what's your name, sweetheart? And she was like, oh, my name is Daisy. And I'm like, oh, you're so pretty. And I just always like to make sure that everyone is acknowledged because you're not just a body helping. No. Your position mattered. And I'm just such an advocate for letting everybody see that they're worth it.
Yep. I mean, that sort of mentality is so important because like even just going out throughout the day and telling someone like, oh my gosh, I love your hair, or like, I love your whatever, like that will make someone's day. It's crazy the impact that will have on someone. Just like those teeny little actions. Yeah.
And a thing with me, because I'm from New York, I'm also very honest and I'm very expressive. I've been told that that's kind of unique in my sense how expressive I am, because like I'm on another level. Because if I love. Because if I like it, I won't just say, oh, I like that. Nice. No, I'll be like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I really like it.
I'm the same way. I'm so expressive and just like very outspoken. So.
And you know what? That's a way to get a lot of honesty out of me. So if you're like, Athena, do you like this? Do you like that take?
Yeah. Okay, so it sucks. Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, if I'm not like, oh my God, I did not like that.
You're like, interesting.
Exactly. All right, we ready for another Never Have Ever?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, would you rather wear thongs or booty shorts?
Booty shorts.
Oh, you got some nice cheeks there?
I do. I have a good booty.
Okay.
I have a nice
How much do you squat?
I squat. Okay, so I haven't maxed out in a while, but I can do like two plates and 25s on each side. Just like I can do that 10 times. So I haven't maxed out, which I could probably do more than that. But I'm like, yeah, now you've inspired me to max out today.
Hell yeah, you're gonna max out today.
Ooh.
Actually, wait a minute. Most directors don't work out and they're skinny.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Like I don't think I've ever met a buff. You're probably the most buffest director I've ever met.
But that's a funny part. Okay, so this is an interesting topic because it's something that I feel like I kind of struggle with, is that balance on, okay, because I post things, I work really hard on my body. So it's like people want to shoot me with like shirtless or whatever, but then people are like, aren't you like a director? Like, why are you doing like this like fitness shoot or whatever? It's like, but that's also important to me. And that balances me out in general. But it's like you said, typically people put a director into a box. It's like they are not that. And so the fact that I do modeling and acting or whatever, it's like something that's not typical for a director. And so I'm trying to find that balance where it's like people respect me as a creative and as a director, but they're also like, oh my God, I respect and see the work that he puts into his physical fitness.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm tired of being put in the box. It's like, no, you're an actress. You can't do the model shots. No, you're this. Who made the rules? Where's the Bible? Show me the Bible of the rules.
No, there's not. And that's the thing. It's like, I feel like it's easier as like an actress because it's like those worlds, like as like a model actress, like being in front of camera is typical. But as like a director who's behind the camera, but then being seen in front of it, especially like, you know, a little more promiscuous or whatever, like shirtless, people are like, do I take him seriously? Do you know what I mean?
This is what I have to say about that. Let your work speak for itself.
Amen.
You got a damn amazing movie in theaters. Okay, what's the other guy got that's all clothed? Has he have any movies? No.
So that's another thing too. Is like, it's so funny. The people who are like give you the most shit, I'm like, they are just talking so much shit about like whatever. But I was like, you'll never make a movie in your entire life. You don't know what that's like, and you haven't, and so it's like they just don't understand what that's like, and that's why I just let that sort of stuff like roll off your shoulders. Seriously.
You know, you already know me by now. I say do whatever the hell you want. You want to be shirtless, you be shirtless. You want to show off your body, show off your body. You worked hard for what you have. And you want to show it off. You're only young once. What are you going to wait for? Till you're 90 in your bed with your pee bag hanging on the side? Hell no.
Hell no.
You look good now. You show it off. And then you show off right next to your body the banging movie you have in theaters.
That's what I'm telling you, baby.
How do you like Colton now, huh?
I love you so much.
I love you.
I literally love you so much.
Yeah.
No, but it's the facts. Seriously.
I'm tired of that. Like, I've been told recently by somebody very close to me who I really care about very much, like, Athena, you have to choose. You can either be only a dramatic actress or only a comedic actress. I'm like, but I'm both. I have talent. Yep. I can do both. Nope. You got to choose. I'm like, why? I'm like, you're sexy or you want to be business. I'm both.
That's so weird. They want you to choose because you think about the most successful actors. They do all of that. Like I think about Sandra Bullock. I love her so much, but like she can be hilarious, but she can also be like dramatic. Yes. And it's like that is, you need to have that diversity as an actress, you know? So like those, again, you can listen to people's advice and whatnot, but like you know, obviously you already know. Like it's like, don't put me in that box again. That's not what's happening. Like we need to have like the freedom to just to be all of that, especially if you're talented enough to obviously like as you are to do the drama, to do the comedy. That is something that a lot of people should tap into and understand that's important.
Oh, absolutely. I would perform off Broadway for years and years.
You really? Okay. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Comedic showcases.
Oh, cool. Oh my God.
And they always had me open the show. I remember Bobby.
Well, why don't you do it anymore?
Because I'm bigger than just off Broadway.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like just comedy. Like I would love to watch you do. I don't even know. I just want to see you. Like,
yeah, I always opened the show. Always. Out of all the actors, like they always had like Bobby, who would be like, "Okay, Athena, you're first. Don't fuck it up."
You're like the pressure.
I thrive on it. And I'm also really good at thinking on the fly in the sense where because when you're on Broadway or off Broadway, you're on stage, you can't fuck up. You can't. You have to be able to improvise. So every audience is different. And some audiences will laugh harder than others. Mm-hmm. So how I deliver the line, like one line, people will be laughing their asses off. And then I'll deliver that same line and no one laughed. And I was like, okay. This is not their vibe. So in my head, while I'm saying my monologue, I switch it up, and then I get the laughs.
See, and that's I'm telling you, like, that's cool that you are great at improv because a lot of actors, I feel like, I mean, for me personally, even like as an actor too, like I am not a huge fan of that for myself. Like I love to like have here's my dialogue, here's my lines, this is what I'm doing, blah blah blah. So I applaud you for that because that's a huge talent. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I actually started, what brought out my acting talent was when I was 3 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in New York.
You were okay.
Born
you
and
were
raised.
Born, okay.
Born and raised, and I was a competitive figure skater.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then one day I saw this little girl on the ice. She was going to compete. And I was like, oh, mommy, I want to compete. And they're like, no. That's only for the 4-year-olds. You're only 3. And I was like, I want to wear a dress like that. I want to look like that. And they're like, okay, you can prepare for it next year. But you can only choose like a serious routine. It's called, and then an interpretive where you like interpret the music.
Yeah.
And then a third one, a spotlight. You can only choose one. And I was like, why do I have to choose one? Why can't I do all 3? And because then you're going to have to remember all 3 routines. It's like, I can do it. I literally said this at 3.
At 3 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I did an interpretive where I would just listen to the music and interpret the routine on the spot. 1. 2, I did the serious dramatic one. And then I did the funny one. The one I excelled at most was the funny one.
Was the comedy funny?
Everyone, even the judges were laughing. Judges are like this. They're like, very serious skaters. The judges were laughing. People came with video recorders recording me. And my routine became like worldwide, where it's like when coaches would say, okay, what routine do you want to do this year? Do you want to do this one, this one? This one was made by Athena.
You're like, yes, it was. Wait, do you still have the footage of that?
I don't have
that would be
anything
iconic.
from a child.
You don't?
I don't. There was like a water main break in the basement. Like
That's
everything's
so
gone.
sad.
I don't have any footage with like my mom. Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
I do have some friends though that recently sent me something on Snapchat recently, like 5 years ago on
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Recently, 5 years ago.
I know. I was something like that. But I want to know, like, what was the moment for you when you just really knew what you were born to do?
Well, it was kind of like I was touching on before. It was like my neighbor, like who was like my mentor. I would have never known that I wanted to be in film. I knew I was a creative. I always was like artistic and was an artist in general, which I still am. Besides film, I create artwork out of like broken record, like vinyl. It's like called
No way.
Yeah, it's called Transl vinyl, and I shatter records and I make artwork from it. So like, people commission, I've since I started doing it when I first moved here as like a thing. I actually wanted artwork in my house. Ended up making a piece. Amoeba Records saw it. They did an article, and then it just like I just have like done like probably like over like 100 commissions now.
Wow.
Yeah, but like if it's like a Britney Spears piece, like someone wants like the Britney vinyl, a Beatles. I use Beatles vinyl. Like so I just did like a Jim Morrison piece, and used the Doors. So it's cool. It's a recycled vinyl mixed with the actual the vinyl, the record from the artist. But
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, so the point of that whole thing was like I've always just grown up like being artistic and knowing that that's what I wanted to do. And so he was the one who introduced me into knowing like that film is like is my passion. And so again, like all of our other friends are like playing on the weekends or whatever they're doing after school, and her and I would come home and like write little stories like, let's make a movie. We shot so many films as kids.
You know what's so funny? I just had like an epiphany. I was talking to somebody the other day and I just realized it. Like I zoned out while she was speaking and I was like, oh my God, I've been a producer from the time I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I've made shit from 3rd grade where they would give us like history projects and all these little projects to do. And I would go home and take my mom's video recorder and I would get my friends to be in the film.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I created a film because you had presentations for school. And I was like, I asked the teacher, I was like, do I have to physically present it here or can I film it and then you could watch it? And she's like, no, you can film it. So there was one on like Edgar Allan Poe or something.
Yeah.
So I wrote a whole little script for my friends to speak. And then we jumped the fence to this lady who she never cleaned her yard. So it looked like a big ass bushy like forest. So we hopped the fence to go into her forest. And then I had my friend film doing a little scene with the Edgar Allan Poe thing. Or was it the Headless Horseman?
Oh, Sleepy Hollow.
It was Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Because they were talking about Bram Bones. Something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Is it Braun? Wait.
Bram Bones?
Yeah.
I don't remember. This is so many years ago.
See, that's actually it's funny because like the last version they did of Sleepy Hollow was Tim Burton's, but that's something I want to do in the future. I want to do a remake of Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
I just love that story.
Ooh, I think I'm just going to leave it here.
I love that story.
Colton, Colton, this was so fun.
It's so much fun.
I am so happy that you were a guest today. Thank you for coming out.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It's a pleasure.
I am so proud to meet fellow creatives who have all their ducks in a row and have their movies in theaters.
Hey.
So I want you, Colton, to say a message to the naysayers.
I just gotta say that to the naysayers, anything is possible. Like for me, it's like you're gonna have people that believe in you, people that don't believe in you, and you just can't care. To me, it's just like you literally just cannot care what people think. Like it sounds so simple and so ridiculous, but truly, people care too much about what people think about them and what they're doing in their own journey, which is our own journey. So it's like that sort of energy is already just sucking in general. So it's like, let it just be like a fleeting thing that happens. Like take stuff that's gonna empower you, but otherwise, like, it's history, baby, for real.
Well, you were very polite and kind with that. I'm gonna say to the naysayers, watch me, baby.
Watch her, baby. Fuck y'all.
Oh, you think I can't do it? But you know what? Everyone I meet all tells me that I'm gonna make it. So I actually don't have any naysayers in person anymore.
I like that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like that's when you know you're on the right path. It's like, but again, we're always gonna have them, and even if they're from afar or whatever. But again, like I said, what's giving me a bunch of pieces, like what do I have control over and what do I not? I don't have control over what people are gonna think about me, and if they usually when someone has something to say about you, they're usually jealous. It comes from a place of hatred and jealousy and whatever. So I'm like, that's the base of it all, you know?
And if you're not paying my bills, I really don't care what you say about me.
Amen.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Athena Vas Show. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you like most about this episode and what you want to see next. Catch you on the next one.